Right, welcome to We Chat Football, a channel where we chat football, and today we're doing our regular Wednesday show over the no Tuesday. Sorry, wow, week is flying fast. Tuesday show over the top where we take a look at the Premier League over the weekend to see um what everybody is talking about, what they're going on about, and what are some of the over the top reactions. Um, One of the reactions that I think a lot of people are going over the top in, a lot of people think that I will be talking about is the slot in or slot um out debate that's happening in the fan base right now, which I mean I've been covering that for the past um couple of episodes of different streams. If people is slot out, I could fully understand why they're slot out, and if they're slot in, and I can get that as well because it's all about whether you give the manager more time, yes or no, or do you think it's the best time to replace him because he can't turn it around. That's something that again it's split the fan base at the moment, so we just have to keep riding and see what the outcome of that is. But you know what? My thing is the Arsenal that I want to talk on. It's like a lot of the people I see in their fan base now is saying that league is done and dusted. Arsenal has won the league. My thing is are they going over the top this early to stating that you know what the league is all wrapped up for them? It's 9 games in. They are like I think 4 or 5 points above City. So they City lost over the weekend and they win, so they extend their lead at the top. And I know a lot of people is going over the top on that, saying that the league is all dusted. No, it's all Arsenal. It's Arsenal to lose, which is correct. It's I would say it's Arsenal to lose, but at the same time, I wouldn't be going crazy and say the league is all done. Again, Manchester City looks as good as Manchester City have looked um, in previous times, and I just think that they still have the capability to put still another set of runs together and still could make it into a title race this year. Can Arsenal get over the line with that? That's something that we have to see if they can actually get over the line, yes or no. But it's a lot of talk in their fan base that this is their league to win, and the league is pretty much over. The fact that Liverpool has lost 4 games already this season, which is the same amount that they did last season, and a lot of people are saying that City isn't the same. So the only team that is gonna win the league this season is Arsenal, which again, and I will say this again, they should. They have a really good squad. Don't see why they shouldn't. No, I don't call the league over after 9 games or after 10 games because there's a lot that can happen between now to the end of the season. But if there's fans that want to go over the top and say the league is all done, it's all wrapped up, put a red bow on it and bring it to North London, then that's on them. That's on them to go about it that way. But me personally, I'm not going to look at it that way to say that the league is like all wrapped up and we should just put a red bow on it and send it to North London. There's still a lot can happen between now to the end of the season, right? And that's what it is. They still can go on a losing streak. I mean, it doesn't look possible, but a lot of things didn't look possible that happened in the past before. Can Liverpool still turn this around and post a title charge? Well, for the people who want slot out, will tell you no, we're in a top four race. For the people who believe that the manager can turn it around, will tell you that yes, it's still a high possibility for him to turn it around, for him um to make it work. But for me personally, it's still one of them that's up in the air. To be fair, it's still up in the air. I still don't know if he's able to turn it around. I don't know um, what what would be the outcome of it for Arne. Um, but I will say this though: the fact that Liverpool is in a crisis have a lot of other teams that would have been scrutinized, not being scrutinized. The fact that like West Ham is playing so bad, but still nobody's talking about them due to the fact that Liverpool is stealing the show right now when it comes on to the outrage of the fan base and all that kind of stuff. So because of that, a lot of teams have been flying under the radar, I would say, when it comes down to playing badly. Now, the other thing that we want to take a look at is the promoted teams. How well the promoted teams are doing. Like few of them are in the top half of the league so far this season, which is absolutely amazing. Um, Also, when we take a look, we're looking at Chelsea as well. They're kind of on like a slippery slope, like Liverpool. It's their results are similar with amount of win loss. When you look over the last 5 to 6 games, we're pretty much similar when it comes down to that. So again, another manager that's under pressure as well is Maresca, as well as Arne Slot. Um, Haaland looking good, City looking okay, but they haven't clicked into gear as yet. And will they click into gear? Sunderland is picking up some big points. Burnley, who I had as one of my number one favorites to get relegated again, is looking really good so far. Look like they're gonna cement their spot. And the one thing I don't think anybody's talking about is the whole West Ham situation and how dreadful West Ham is. I know a lot of people said that it was bad on the manager to sack the coach, which is the Nottingham Forest manager to sack Nuno. And Nuno went to West Ham, and his form from Nottingham Forest just follows him right over to West Ham. And they look dreadful. Like they look really bad. Between like I didn't expect it to be a relegation shootout between um West Ham and Wolves. I actually thought that it could have been one of the new teams that got promoted, but for some reason, Wolves is dreadful and West Ham is even worse. And the fact is, both teams have, I would say, better players in their squad than a lot of the teams above them, but they just have like a dreadful manager, right? And again, that's just one of those where I'm looking at it and be like, just wrong appointment for the wrong for this players that you have. The style of play that these manager wants to implement is not the style of play that I would say would be suited for the likes of these teams. And that's where I think the breakdown is happening when it comes down to a West Ham per se and the Wolves. Um, for Wolves, they sell every single player that has done anything for them over the last couple of seasons. They just keep getting rid of these players, like trying to cash in. So I think they have resigned themselves to being relegated over the past 2 to 3 seasons. That's why they keep cashing in, and every time one player keep them up, they just cash in on him and then keep it moving. For West Ham, though, I just believe that every time they get a stable manager and things are looking up for them, they just believe that they should be higher up in the table. Why? I am not sure. Because again, ever since I'm watching the Prem, West Ham has always been that team. But they don't want to find a proper manager, consolidate, and move up. I mean, the merry-go-round still is happening where they're not sure what style of football they want to play. And then when they do change the style of football that they want to play, it doesn't yield result, leaving the whole club in like a relegation scrap, and then they have to go back to the boring football that the fans keep complaining about just to survive in the Prem. So yeah, it's a weird one happening for the likes of West Ham, but for everybody else, I think it's a for me it's a competitive season this season, where everything is a bit tighter. The style of football that's been playing this season, it's not the best, if you ask me. It's one of them where we're looking like things are going back to the original style of football in England. There is just a lot of I would say a lot of long balls, a lot of set piece goals, and this is not just me throwing shades at Arsenal. The Arsenal are really good at set piece. They're a really good team. They can put the ball down and play it. They're just what I mean, just really good aerially, really good at set piece, and they make the most of it. But again, if they need to put the ball down, if they need to pass the ball around, score goals, they can do it as well. So this is not a shot at Arsenal. I'm just looking right across the league, and I remember like early 2000s what the Premier League used to be and the style of football it was, and then it evolved away from that. We're now it's heading right back into there, right back into set pieces, long balls and set pieces. And at this stage, it is competitive. There is a lot of teams that are within close proximity of each other on the league. Top teams are losing, like Liverpool. But if we want to say it's the most attractive league, at this moment, it's lost in that attractiveness. It's the most expensive league to watch, but it is not, for me, one of the most attractive leagues right now due to the the lack of what do you call it, stylistic play within this Premier League. What is this person? Sorry, it's just this truck is trying to make a sharp turn in front of me. Yeah. So it's not one of the most, I would say, stylistic time to watch a Premier League at this point. At this point, as anybody who has watched a Premier League before would know that it's the football itself is looking like it's falling off a cliff, and I mean that like stylistically, it looks like it's about to fall off a cliff. But it is competitive. It is very, 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 very competitive right at this moment. And I think that's where things are about to look a lot different for the Prem. It is they're selling the competitiveness, but again, as I said, stylistically, it is not looking good right now. But I guess going back to basic, it means that a lot of the teams from the championship have a bigger um stand to stay up on, like a bigger foot to stand on when it comes down to staying in the Prem, and that's what we're seeing this season because it's the Prem is going to a little bit more throwback, so more basic tactics can work because a lot of the teams are just not trying. There's just more teams that are trying to score off set pieces than anything else, and I would say you know what big for bringing back that's down Sam Allardyce style football where you go for it long, you try to win second ball quickly and rough up teams and hit and try to score. So it's more of a throwback to that. Will it go back to what it was where stylistically the league look better across Europe? Maybe. And maybe it won't. But we're not sure as yet. But all I can say is for right now, the Prem itself it's not one of the most entertaining to watch, but the league table is really exciting. That's all I'm gonna say about that. It's the league table is exciting, but the quality is not there at the moment. And yeah, that's not just me being salty. That's factually what you're seeing. Because if you start count how many percentage of the goals that scored this season are set piece goals compared to any other season. So yeah, so that's just one for the road for that one. So yeah, the topic is today is there some fans going over the top to say that it's their year, it's their name is on the trophy this season. Are they going over the top for that? Or are they justified in saying that this is their year and the ribbon should be red and the trophy should be heading to North London? Again, if you're watching this on the replay, just comment, let me know what you think about that. And yeah, catch you on the other one. Should be doing another drive and live tomorrow. So, yeah, peace.